drawing an arc tangent to two lines, and the angle between the lines is 90 degrees. So we have two lines AO and OB at 90 degrees, and we have to draw an arc such that these two lines are tangent to that arc. So starting with drawing an arc with OS center and any convenient radius to intersect the lines AO and OB at C and D. This is what we did when we trisected this right angle. Then with the same radius and C and D as centers, draw two more arcs. These two arcs will intersect at another point E. Now, because the radius is same, the distance of point E from this point C is same as the distance of point E from point D. Now, with E as center and EC or ED as radius, draw an arc. Because the radius is same, so this arc will touch point C as well as point D. So, this is the required arc such that the lines AO and OB are tangent to this arc. Now again drawing an arc tangent to two lines when the angle between the lines is less than 90 degrees. This angle can be any value between 0 and 90 degrees. So we have two lines OA and OB, and the angle between these two lines is less than 90 degrees. So first draw a line parallel to OA. Draw a line parallel to OA inside this angle on this side at any convenient distance. So we have drawn a line parallel to OA inside the angle OAB, and then draw another line parallel to OB again inside this angle, and the distance of the parallel line to OB should be same as the distance of the line parallel to OA. This means this distance should be same as the distance between the two parallel lines OB and its parallel lines. So this is the distance between the line OA and parallel line. Take the same distance, draw another line which is parallel to OB, and locate the point of intersection of these two parallel lines. This is point C. With C as center and radius equal to the distance between the parallel lines. I have drawn these arrowheads. So this distance or this distance, both are equal. This distance as radius and C as center. Draw an arc. This is the arc such that the two lines OA and OB are tangent to this arc. So by this method we can draw an arc tangent to both the lines, and the angle is any value less than 90 degrees. Now suppose I take, let us say, a lesser distance. If I take the distance between the parallel lines less than this distance that I have taken, what will happen? My line will be here and here, so the point C effectively will move towards point O. When the point C moves towards point O, instead of this arc, I will get another arc like this. So we can have infinite number of arcs such that the line OA and OB are tangent to this arc. Now third case, when the angle is more than 90 degrees, the procedure is exactly similar. Draw a line parallel to OA inside the angle. Draw another line parallel to OB, the same distance. You get point C. Once you get point C, with point C as center and radius equal to the distance between the parallel lines, draw an arc. Again, the lines OA and OB are tangent to this arc, this small arc that you can see here. Yeah, depending upon the distance of the parallel lines, we can have infinite number of arcs such that the line AO and OB are tangent to the arc. So now drawing an arc touching a line and an arc. Earlier we have drawn an arc such that two lines were tangent to that arc. Now we have a line AB and an arc of radius 30 millimeters, any radius, O as center. And we have to draw an arc which touches this straight line AB and this given arc. All these constructions will be useful in engineering drawing. That is why we are doing this. First, draw a line. Again, this line should be thin and light. It is parallel to AB and touches this arc at this point. Now measure the distance between AB and this parallel line. I am assuming it to be 15 millimeters. It can be any distance. Because the arc is given to us, a straight line is given to us, there can be any distance. I am assuming it to be 15 millimeters. Then draw an arc with OS center and radius equal to the radius of given arc plus the distance between the parallel lines. In my case, the radius of the given arc is 30 millimeters. The distance between the two parallel lines is 15 millimeters. So I will draw an arc with OS center and radius equal to 45 millimeters. So with radius equal to 45 millimeters, I draw an arc. This arc cuts the parallel line at a point C. Now with C as center and radius equal to the distance between the parallel lines, in our case it is 15 millimeters, draw an arc. This arc will touch the given arc of radius 30 millimeters and the straight line AB. This is the required arc touching the line and the arc. Construction of a polygon of given length AB. Now I have a length AB, it can be any value. I have to draw a hexagon. So given the line AB as the edge of a hexagon, I have to draw a hexagon of length edge equal to AB. So this is the problem. To start with, draw a semicircle with radius equal to AB. Now divide this semicircle in 6 parts because we have to draw a hexagon and a hexagon has 6 edges. So that is the number of sides of the polygon. Whatever is the number of sides of the polygon, that number of parts we have to do of this arc of 180 degrees. And point B should be the last point. So in our case, point B is same as point number 6. You'll see here, starting from other side of B, write the names 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Such that point number B is point number 6. Then draw perpendicular bisectors of A2 and A. Now how to draw a perpendicular bisector? Now, important thing is that in case of a hexagon, they intersect at point 4. If we want to draw, let us say, triangle or a square or a pentagon or an octagon, then they will not meet at point 4. We will see it later. So with point of intersection, that is point 4 in our case as center and radius equal to 4a, draw a circle. Now the distance 4a is same as distance 4-2 and distance 4b. They are all same. The circle passes through the points A, B, and 2. Because AB is the edge of the hexagon and point number 2 will also have to lie on the hexagon, the circle has to pass through the points A, B, and 2. Then starting from point 2, cut off the distances A2 on the circle. So the distance A2 is same as the distance AB. So starting from point 2, start drawing arcs on the circle. We will have to draw 3 arcs because we already have 3 points. Point number A, point number B, and point number 2. So we draw 3 more arcs on the circle and then starting from point 2, join all these points. This is the required hexagon of the given edge. Now the same thing we have to draw, let us say, a pentagon. So again the procedure will be exactly same. Draw a semicircle with radius AB. Divide this semicircle into 5 parts. Now we have to divide it into 5 parts because we are going to draw a pentagon. So divide this into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Point number B is now point number 5. Again, draw perpendicular bisectors of line A2 and the line AB. Now notice that now these two perpendicular bisectors are intersecting at another point O, somewhere in the space. In case of a hexagon, it was at point number 4. Now it is somewhere in the space. This is point O. Now because point O is a perpendicular bisector of AB, O is equidistant from A and B. Similarly, point O is the perpendicular bisector of A2. Therefore, point O is equidistant from point A and point 2. So we can say that point O is equidistant from point 2, A and B. So again, with O as center and radius equal to OA or OB or O2, draw a circle. This circle will have to pass through point 2, A and B. Now with the distance equal to A2 or AB, draw arcs on the circle starting from point 2. We will draw two arcs. The third arc will coincide with point B. And then join all these points starting with point 2 and ending at point B. So this is the required pentagon of edge equal to AB.